Hi everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. I have a really cool eye tutorial to do for you today. Obviously, I probably look very strange because I have one eye done and one eye not done. In fact, you can see how my brow is done, everything's done, and nothing is done on this side. So I want to do a tutorial, but so I want to give you a close-up of what this eye look actually looks like. So hopefully you can see that. It's really great. It's a mix of drugstore and MAC products. It's using the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Silver Strike, which is one of my favorites, and then using MAC Cranberry and some other things. So I want to show that to you. So if you're interested in learning how to do this eye look and learning how to use your color tattoo metals in a cool way, then keep watching. And as always, I hope if you haven't subscribed that you'll subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, you've come over from Summer's channel, I want to say thank you so much. Welcome. Appreciate you guys subscribing. And as always, it's really helpful for me if you thumbs up this video and comment and let me know what you think about this look, whether you're going to try it or not, or try a variation of it. Anyway, thanks for watching and keep watching for the tutorial. Okay, so I've got my very short bangs moved out of the way right now. I just got them cut yesterday. And I always try to have them cut just a little bit too short at the beginning because then they last a little bit longer without me hacking into them. So they are really short right now. So we'll get those out of the way so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But look, you can see the difference of my brow. I'll do the brow. You can see the difference of the under eye. I'll do the under eye concealing also, which is a technique that I just learned from MAC called Lit From Within. We learned that at our MAC event on last week. So I will show you all of that. So I'm going to start with using my MAC palette. I'm going to use a little bit of malt and a little bit of hoe, which you can see I've used a lot of. And I'm just going to sort of carve out a little bit of the crease with those two colors. Just starting with malt first. And I didn't put a primer down today. But what I did put down, I just put a foundation on my lid. Sometimes with the color tattoos, like I feel like they don't quite work as great with a primer, and so I really wanted that one to work. So I've just put a little bit of malt down, carving out a little bit of a crease. Now I'm going to come in with a little bit of hoe. And I'm using the Chanel No. 12 like pointed crease brush, which just does a really good job like kind of blowing that out and making that really just kind of like a nice defined like carved out crease, but not super dark. Then I'm going to come in with the MAC Orpheus pencil from their new holiday line right now, and I'm actually going to fill in my whole lid with this. This was another technique that we learned at the MAC event for doing the spotlight eye. So if you haven't watched that video, it's a fun little video. You can see myself and a bunch of the other like LA vloggers that I'm close with. I set up this event for us and it was so much fun at the MAC store near my house. And they did some great like tutorials for us. So I've just like kind of filled that in, like nothing like fancy, like just drawn a little bit of like a point to my crease. And now I'm going to take the Crown Brush IB 119 crease blender, and I'm just going to come in and just try to like blend this into my crease a little bit. Now there's nothing on this brush, this is just a clean brush. One of the things that I love about blending with a clean brush is that you get a really nice like seamless like look to it. I think a lot of times people think you have to blend with product on your brush, and you sure don't. So that's kind of like step 2 or step 3, I don't know, I can't remember how many steps. So now I'm going to come in with my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Silver Strike. I'm just going to pick some of this up on my finger, and then I'm just going to start like patting that into my lid. I'm going to go about halfway on my lid, you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to sort of just kind of like leave that the way it is. And then I'm going to take, pull this out of my palette. I'm going to take MAC Cranberry, which is really one of my favorite shadows to use. And I'm going to take a tiny little chisel shader. I think this is from like Morph brushes, if I remember correctly. I'm going to spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus on it to wet that brush, because I'm going to try to pick up as much cranberry as I possibly can to pack onto this outer lid, like the outer edge of my lid, the outer corner. So can you see that? Now I'm going to come back in a little bit more with my Chanel pointed crease brush and just kind of blend that in a little bit more. Like that. I might come back in a little bit with a little bit more like hoe to put up in there. So can you see that there's still a good amount of silver blended into that? But I am going to come back with my like other blender, and I'm just going to pull some of this silver a little bit into, just kind of blending this into the rest of like my eye. So that it's not so like sharp of a contrast, so that it does like have a little bit better like of a blend to it. Now I'm going to take the Chanel No. 3 like bullet. I'm going to take my Chanel No. 3 bullet crease brush, and I'm going to use Mystery by MAC. And I'm going to pull some of this shadow, and I'm going to do my under eye. Just giving it some definition under there. I'm going to take the Jordana Fabuliner liquid liner, and then I'm going to line the top of my eye. And I love this. This is a great, like, I don't know, it's like $3 or whatever, great product. And I just, when I use a liner like this, like a felt tip marker, I don't like drag it. I actually just like take the side of it and I like press it into my lash line. Towards the outside, I'll use it like more like a little bit like a marker, but I really like the way that it goes on when you sort of just like press it. Especially over that silver strike. Sometimes if you like use it like a marker, it's gonna pull that silver like with it, and you're not gonna get like this like true black that I really wanted. Okay, now let's move on to the eyebrow. So I have a little bit of MAC NW20 concealer here on this like plate. This is a lid to Bath & Body Works candle, and I'm going to take the MAC 195 brush. It's dirty because I've been using it today, so don't hate on me for that. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this concealer, not too much, and I'm going to carve out the underside of my brow with concealer. Almost like making a stencil. I'm going to pick up some more and put it on along the top. Same thing, just carving out my brow. Blending it. I'm going to feather it up a little bit into my forehead. But still kind of leaving that like so I can see where it is. Now I'm going to take the Italian Badger 113 from Crown. This is the top glom liner. And then I'm going to use my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in Ebony, which is what I love. I think it's because, you know, for the dark color that I have of hair. And then I'm going to start kind of like in the arch of my brow where I want to start like kind of creating a brow, like starting to like fill that in. I'm just doing like little soft, like feathery, like just kind of like feathering in this hair. I'm always in a fight with my brows, partly why I have bangs. I need something to cover up my brows. And then I'm going to take a spoolie, just sort of like blend that through, comb those brows like up into place. Makes a huge difference to put a brow on, I feel. One of my friends who is a brow artist and owns her own, like, you know, you've heard me talk about Shannon, she owns like her own waxing studio. She always says that not doing your brows is like hanging the Mona Lisa in the Louvre without a frame. You would never do it. So do your brows, do those brows. And now I'm going to finish off with some mascara, and I'm using obviously the Smashbox Lash Primer. I always use this. I'm almost out of it. It's time to hit Sephora. I'm going to come in with my Lorac Pro mascara, which I love. It's my mascara obsession. Now the last step is to do the Lit from Within highlighting under my eye, and I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm using the highlighter in Light Boost. So you can see that. And I'm going to just click that up a little bit. You can see I have put a ton on. Don't panic. And then I'm just going to take a Chanel like foundation brush, and I'm just going to like work this into my face. Now I've already put my blush on, I've already put my foundation on, I've already put my bronzer on, like all of that. This is sort of my like last like step. And I'm going to pull this down and blend this into my cheek. I'm going to take it all the way up there. I'm going to bring this into the side of my nose. Kind of push it up under my eye, but not too far up under my eye because I don't want it setting in those like fine lines. But you can see that I just have really like highlighted and brightened this whole under eye area. And then the final step I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of MAC Vanilla Pigment. Try not to spill it. I kind of spill this all the time. I'm going to take the IB 109 Chisel Fluff brush, which is another Crown brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of this like vanilla pigment. I'm going to tap it off on my thing, and then I'm going to use that to highlight right here under my eye. And right up my like cheek, right at the top of my cheekbone. I love vanilla. It's such a versatile pigment. I love to mix it. I love it for my eyeshadow. I love it on my lips. I love it as a highlighter. I've gone a little too crazy on that side. But it is such a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. And then I'm going to just finish off with a tiny bit. I haven't put my lips on yet, but I'm going to put a little bit of this on my Cupid's bow. One of my other favorite places to highlight, right there above my lips, to accentuate that pout, that perfect pout. And then we're good to go. So that is just a really quick and easy eye tutorial. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you'll try it. And oops, looks like I've got a little bit of cleanup to do on this eye from that mascara. But there you go. Fun for the holidays, fun for going out. It's daytime, so this is going to be the day look I'm rocking today. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and go ahead and let me know if you're going to try this in the comments section down below. Have a good day.